Testing, testing. One, two.
All right, good evening. This time I'd like to call the special board meeting workshop to order. This meeting right now is live streamed and recorded. If we could please stand for the flag salute. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States, to the republic that stands, a nation, liberty and justice. All right. At this time, would anyone like to pull a consent item for further discussion? Okay. We have a motion to approve our consent calendar.
So moved.
I second.
Okay, we have a motion by Member Lando, and we also have a second. Is there any discussion at this time? Okay, let's go ahead and vote. Eileen, can we start with you?
Lando, I.
Conkin, aye.
Olson, aye.
Hayes, aye.
All right. With a vote of 5-0, it's unanimous. That passes. All right. Let's see. At this time, we're going to be moving right into our board workshop topic. And this evening, we're going to be discussing after-school program. And I'd like to call up Heather Cifuentes.
Oh, okay. Good evening. We are super excited to be here tonight to share about the expanded learning program. I think at this point in time, expanded is really holding its name to what we've been doing over the last year. We have coordinator Kellen Kwok or Hennessy here. She's going to go through some of the slides, and then we have some special guests. We have two of our site coordinators. We have Nate Heck and Megan Grudy from the Citrus and the Hooker Oak program. And then we have some extra special guests from Hooker Oaks After School Program, which are our students who are going to be sharing about some of the things that they're doing in the program. So they have some excitement. They've been preparing a lot, so they'll be the closer for us. So without further ado, we'll kind of get started and going through, and I'll introduce Callan to take the lead.
Hi, everyone. Like Heather said, I'm Callan Kwok Hennessy. I'm the administrator for the expanded learning programs. Oh, do I get to take the wheel, Zach? Oh, yeah, there it goes. So our mission in expanded learning, we're a big umbrella that covers most things that happen outside of the school day for our TK through 6th grade students. So expanded learning opportunities program extends learning beyond the traditional school hours. We provide a safe, structured, engaging environments for our students so they can explore interests, receive academic support, and develop essential life skills. So we have multiple programs in our expanded learning department. The ones that are most talked about are our after school programs. We have 3 different options for after school care. The first one is our largest program, which is our BLAST program that serves all 12 elementary schools, TK through 5th grade. We have our new Homework Heroes program that does now serve all 12 elementary schools for just 1st through 5th grade. And then we have a program at our junior highs for just our 6th grade students. All programs are grant funded through 2 different funding sources, and all of them are no cost to all families. There's no income requirement, anything like that. Our other programs that are other out of school time programming are our before school program. We currently have before school starting ranging about 6:30 a.m. to 7 at 11 of our 15 schools. Next year, we will have it at all 15 of our schools. We have our intercession programs, which are our camps. We have four of our camps, which I'll talk a little bit more about. And then we have some enrichment groups, and that was another special guest we have is one of our teachers from our enrichment group at Citrus tonight. These programs are also all no cost to families. So just this graphic was sent out to families, and it is helpful to see the difference between our 3 elementary programs. They're all free for families, the different grades that can participate, what time they release. So we do have a program that's until 6 or until 4, what the attendance requirements are for each of those programs, and what the program components are. So our BLAST programs include a supper meal, homework and reading time, some enrichment play, whereas our Homework Heroes is a smaller snack, just homework and reading and outdoor play, and then on Fridays we have enrichment. So just a timeline of how our programs got to where they are today. So they started in 2004, so it's been quite the journey now, with just 6 sites: Chapman, Citrus, McManus, Neal Dow, Parkview, and Rosedale. Those were our Title I schools at the time. We got the ACES state grant. And things stayed about the same until 21-22 school year, when the state implemented the Expanded Learning Opportunities Program for every school district in California. How we decided to expand our programs with that is we started doing a couple of schools at a time to add the BLAST program. So in 22-23, we added Emma and LCC. In 23-24, we added Shasta and Sierra View, and also TKK programs for all of the 10 sites that existed at that point. And then our final implementation included Marigold and Hooker Oak, and then their TKK kids as well. This school year, we have received the ACES grant. So we have now 10 of our 12 schools have the ACES grant. So this year we were awarded Emma Wilson, LCC, Hooker Oak, and Marigold. So now we have 2 different funding streams for those schools, which is really important in case something happens to one of the other ones. We actually have applied for Shasta and Sierra View. We should hear back about that in May, but we're pretty hopeful since we were able to get those other 4 this last school year. We also established Homework Heroes this year to give more options to our families that, the attendance policy for BLAST, they didn't work for that, that doesn't work for them. We now have Homework Heroes. Those started in October and started rolling out. We were fully implemented by January at all 12 of our elementary sites. And next year, we look to just add more students to all 3 of our options. Particularly our TKK is where we're starting, because we have a lot of need for those spots for those students. This is a little bit more about our BLAST program and what our goals are. We provide 60 minutes of academic support daily. We do 30 minutes of required reading and then 30 minutes of homework help. If the students don't have homework, then they do academic activities, games, and they're divided by their age group, so they're with their peers for that time. Then we have enrichment. It's 60 to 90 minutes, kind of depending on what time the school day releases, for different activities with creativity, exploration, student engagement. We have a dedicated recreation time every day with standard-based PE lessons, where our card leaders are doing basically PE time with them every single day. Our staff is led by certificated teachers. We have instructional paraprofessionals, and then we partner with CARD for most of our staffing in our BLAST program. So we have about 110 to 160 students per day across each of the 12 elementary schools, and hoping to grow that next school year. This is still our BLAST program with the credentialed teacher. We also have 2 to 3 sub-teachers that work in our program daily. There are assistant coordinators. They have to at least be a teacher sub, I should say. And then our CARD partnership, we have some leadership over at the CARD level that supports the staff, and we have 125 CARD leaders currently that work in our programs, and about 50 leader subs that support if they're out. Our ratio for the CARD leaders is 15-1 for our 1st through 5th grade students, and TKK is 7-1. So they're really getting a lot of the support and attention that they need. Homework Heroes is a little bit different, that we don't partner with CARD for those for that program. We use it's led by 1 school day credentialed teacher and supported by 1 instructional paraprofessional per 20 students. Our goal is to provide a flexible after-school option for our families with no attendance requirement, but with homework help, some tutoring support, and then some extra play with their peers. Those programs are continuing to grow as well. And the 6th grade after-school program is pretty similar to Homework Heroes. It has the same hours, same attendance policy. The difference there is it's actually all school day teachers that are working in those programs. So the students are getting a lot of homework help in, and it is a little shorter because the junior high gets out later. So they are mostly just doing their academic time, and then on Fridays they do enrichment activities. enrichment activities at the 6th grade level, yeah, because they don't have homework on Fridays usually. Yeah. Although it is an option if they do have a project or something like that, they can work on it. This is our daily, average daily participation. So this isn't how many students are enrolled. This is about how many students participate per day. So every morning we have about 960 students that come to school between 6:30 and 7:15 prior to when like school would normally be open to students to arrive. Our after school TKK, we have about 230 per day participating. Blast, 1,171 is our daily average attendance. Homework Heroes, there's about 450 enrolled, but about 383 that are coming each day. And then 6th grade, about 215 per day. Our intercession camps, this is probably one of my favorite pieces of our department. We are required to have 30 additional out of school days per year. So 30 days that we're running 9 hours of programming. We choose to do that from 7:30 to 4:30, and this is open to all TK through 6th grade students. They don't have to be enrolled in an after school program to be able to participate. So our opportunities include early back camp, it's open to all TK through 6th grade students, and there's enrollment for each camp every single time. There's no prior enrollment needed. They don't have to be part of the BLAST program to be able to participate. Yeah. So those camp opportunities, we have 4 this typically. Our early back camp, which is a week before school starts. October Monday is what we'll be doing this coming year to have that Monday that we don't have school. Spring break that we just finished a couple of weeks ago, and our summer camp that's coming up. Oops. Our program, so early back camp this year, we had 348 students participate. December Saturday, we had about 118. So we're looking forward to that October Monday of having more students participate, since it'll be more likely parents are going to be working that day since it's not a holiday day off. Yes, please. Yes. Mhm. So our families get to sign up for that. We don't typically target students particularly, but school day teachers are the ones that are working directly with those students during those camps. So they are doing lots of creative lessons to get them back into reading and to some math skills just to get them prepared. Is that what you're asking? Yeah. Yeah, great. We just had spring break camp and we had 422 students. That was really fun. And this summer, we are currently staffed to have 2,200 students participate in our summer camp that will run from June 8th until July 2nd. So actually this year, there's only going to be a month off between the last day of summer camp until early back camp starts. Yeah. I'm gonna introduce Mr. Heck. Nate is our coordinator at Citrus. He's been with us for 4 years now. And he's gonna share a little bit what happens at his program and one of his enrichment groups.
Good evening, members of the board. Thank you for having us. I'm the after-school coordinator at Citrus Elementary. And as we mentioned in the presentation, that we follow a daily regiment of enrichments, snack, recreation. And at Citrus, what we do is we kind of have a theme during the week, so we keep things consistent during the week to provide structure for the program. So on Mondays, we have Mindful Monday. So on Mondays, we generally learn about a STEM unit. We were learning sign language one year. We're learning, something. And then on Tuesday, we have Trivia Tuesday. So often it'll be the topic that we learned on Monday, or it will be something different. And then on Wednesdays, we have Wacky Wednesdays. Those are kind of minute to win it games, relay races, that kind of thing. On Thursdays, we have Thoughtful Thursday. That happens to be Buddy Bench Day too, where students in different grade levels can visit with each other at combined tables And we also give compliments on Thursdays during our assembly time. So giving shout outs to kids that show, exemplary behaviors and skills people. And on Friday, we have Fun Fridays. And we also do kids clubs on Fridays. A kids club is a club that would last 4 to 8 weeks, where students sign up for a club of their choice, and they can kind of dive deeper into that subject. We also provide different enrichment weeks during the school year. So coming up during Earth Day week, we will have STEM week, where each of our leaders will teach a science activity during the week. We'll have a carnival week where we'll build and play carnival games that we create. And then we also have a talent show coming up at the end of the month. I would say that the heart and soul of our program, though, is our card leaders, the Chico Area Recreation Department leaders. These are generally young people that are high school to college age, and they just really put their heart and soul into the program. They're really what makes it work. We've been fortunate to have leaders return to us to have that consistency, and the amount of skill and talent that they have coming right out of high school into college is really phenomenal. We have a kind of stripped down version of the school day and the after school program. We don't have all the support positions, but we are building that through the CARD program. We now have inclusion leaders provided through the CARD program to assist students that might need a little bit of extra support in that way. One thing I'd like to highlight, yeah. There are a couple of things so there is not a requirement to have school day support, the same type of school day support that they have in after school, but we do provide support to the best of our ability. So students that need a one-on-one will generally have a one-on-one in that situation. Absolutely, absolutely. Social emotional learning is what we do, and that's kind of creating those relationships with students, working with our team, make sure that everybody is included. And so at my site, I talk to kids about you always got to ask for what you need. We can't read your mind. You don't have to be friends with everybody, but you have to be friendly. So it's very inclusive, and we're always including people in what we do. So. Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, that is the heart of what we do, for sure. And then I'd like to end just with another thing that we do is we have enrichment teachers that come. Enrichment teachers are a certified teacher that would come and teach a club. We have Andrew Gutierrez, which does the chess club. Citrus has been doing very well this year. Tonight, I did bring up Anita Holmesley, who is our sewing teacher. And this is an example of a group enrichment project, origami project that was done by students at Citrus.
Well, he told me I only had 2 minutes to talk, so I'm going to have to talk really, really fast. I need my helper up here. I know, to keep it to 2 is. So again, Anita Holmesley, thank you, Nate, for the last 3 years. He supported sewing at Citrus in the after-school program. Right now, this session, I have 38 kids signed up from 1st to 5th grade. It's so exciting. At recess, every single day, a kid's going, "Are you calling me? Are you calling me?" I go, "Okay, I'll try." So I brought some of the projects that the kids do. We start them out with, Nate found this kit. My little first graders take a kit like this, and this is what they make. I actually bring the 4th and 5th graders in to be their mentors. And so they're the ones helping them learn to go in, out, in, out. If you go up, you go down. If you go up, you go down. So that's their very first project. From there, we go on to something a little bit harder. And these are boys did these. Bryson did these. Bryson, if you know Bryson, you go, "Oh, Bryson." Bryson is an angel in sewing. He loves sewing. So he actually made this one yesterday. And then Geo, little 2nd grader, you ask about special ed. I get a lot of special ed kids in my class. And I'll either have a smaller group that day or I'll have the 4th and 5th grade helpers. As they get, their projects are a little harder. They put them on their backpacks. I had a little girl just yesterday. It was a project like this. And she goes, "Well, I want to do that one." I go, "That one's kind of hard." She goes, "I'm up for the challenge." And it turned out beautiful. And she was so proud of it. So these are kind of the intermediate ones. And then Mr. Heck found this book, and the kids, those other ones have the holes punched. Everything's cut out. The yarn's usually in there. But he found this book that my 5th graders are using. You can pass that around. They have to cut out their own patterns. There's no holes. And oh my gosh, they're so cute. Here's a little bat. And then a little penguin with a top hat. So please pass those around. Those are my 4th and 5th graders did these projects. Another one that we do is called kumihimo. It's Japanese weaving. I did this when I did a long term with the 4th graders. They're like, "Can we take them home?" I go, "No, because you'll leave them at home." But kids love this Japanese weaving. It's just so calming. A couple comments I wanted to leave you with. I had a kid the other day go, "I'm so glad I'm in the afternoon after school program so I can be in sewing." Another one said, "Now I don't have to throw that shirt away. Now I know how to sew the button back on the shirt." I've heard that many times. My favorite the other day, I think I was laughing so hard, I almost fell off my rolling chair. And I go, "I almost died." And they went, "Don't die or we won't have sewing." So I think that is my 2 minutes and I'll leave you with that. Thank you for supporting it.
And I'd like to introduce Megan Grudy. She's our coordinator at Hooker Oak, and she brought some of her students.
Okay. I won't stand here too long. Hi, thanks for having me. I brought you a handful of junior leaders who are very excited to share about our program. And I do want to say that before I let them take the stage that they've taken this opportunity very seriously. They've worked as a team to prepare this presentation for you. They brainstormed, they did rough drafts, they practiced. They gave me a list of the pictures they would like printed for their poster. They had to make sure all their commitments were done to participate in this, and they're very excited. So I'll let them take it away.
Thank you so much, everybody, for having us. And we're so excited to tell you about Blast. So let's get right into this. First, we're going to be talking about the benefits of Blast. Blast isn't just fun. Miss G and Mr. Ryan also makes it have benefits, like make sure you balance your meal and at least read for 30 minutes. They also make sure you get your work completely done at Blast. Also, parents, don't worry. While your adult is working with absolutely no distractions or interruptions, your kid is having such a blast. Teams and team posters. At the beginning of the blast year, we get assigned into groups, usually depending on our grades and ages. We get put into color groups with our friends. A little after, we get to pick the group name, usually something to do with the color. After we come up with the name, we do a skit revolving around our name, and then we present the skit. All of Blast is there to watch and enjoy it. And we do team building activities throughout the year. Oh, yes. Mhm.
Go ahead.
My name is Hazel, and I'm one of the fourth graders.
Okay. Hi, guys. I'm Oliver, and I'm going to be talking about rewards, leaders plus communities, and activities. Okay. Rewards. We all love Blast, right? But it's also fun to have rewards. So when we are respectful and responsible, we get points. If we get enough points, we get rewards. Every group is currently in the 300 to 410 range, and it is really fun to have rewards like Nintendo time, group party, whole blast party, forts and flashlights reading, glow stick dance party, popsicles, games, and more. Leaders plus communities. Leaders always help each other and the kids. They take time out of their day, even if they have school to go to. They are very helpful, kind, responsible, and flexible for everybody in Blast. When everybody walks in, they don't just stare into space. They act like a community, have a friendly conversation, and say hello. Activities. We all like hanging out with friends, right? But it's also fun to have activities. There's crafts like watercoloring, slime, and holiday crafts. There's also sports like soccer, dodgeball, and cup stacking. So you don't need to follow your friends. You can take time for yourself.
Hi, my name is Liam. Another one of the activities is homework club. Miss G and Mr. Ryan care about you and your schoolwork. So if you need to finish your homework, then I would suggest you go to homework club. Kids clubs are fun too. The leaders plan clubs with a theme like cooking, building, crafts, sports, science, yoga, Bob Ross painting club, and more.
Hi, I'm Alice, and we're going to be talking about Huddle, Junior Leaders, and Kids Comments. So, Huddle is when we all gather as a group. Huddle is so fun. We get to talk about the news, ups and downs throughout the week. Not only that, we also get to talk about the fun stuff like Wacky Wednesday, where everybody laughs, and Make the News Monday, where we get to watch the leadership video. Huddle is just fun overall, and it's where we also earn team points if we're doing good. Next is junior leaders. Leaders are one thing that we could look up to, but there are also junior leaders. Junior leaders have jobs like kinder helpers, doctors, peacemakers, huddle leaders, and many more. We help support leaders and kids that need help. Being a junior leader helps being a more confident person later on and helps Blast run more smoothly. Next is kids' comments. So some of the other Blasters told us what they like about Blast. Here are some of the reasons that they said. They like free play, leaders, kids clubs, rewards, hanging out with friends, fun crafts, kudos, kind kids, and so many more. Thank you so much for having us, and we hope everyone had a blast.
Ayla, will you walk around with the poster so they can see it?
I'm in fourth grade. Yeah.
That's my daughter. Any questions for us? Thank you.
you so much. Thank you so much. So that is our after school program, ELOP in a nutshell. A whole lot going on, lots of fun, exceptional staff. We're really fortunate to have such great leaders, coordinators, the support from our card partnership, our junior leaders, and exceptional students. And the best part is they're happy and they're enjoying the process, and we're providing a great opportunity for our students and growing. Somehow, yeah.
I'm
Yes.
Heather. Can I interrupt you real fast? Sorry, over here.
Where's your voice coming from? Sorry.
Member Robinson, I had a request if you could put your mic on so our crew that's listening out in on the YouTube can hear you. If
Here
you
I
wouldn't mind
am.
doing that, thank you. Would you mind restating that since we got you now? Thank you.
Did you want me to repeat the, okay, my question was regarding, I know how we got started because the governor said, do this and here's some money. But we've obviously expanded beyond that because that was our desire. I mean, I've been on the board long enough to remember all of the years we have talked about needing to do this for the families that don't have after school care, for kids that need an expanded opportunity for support, both academically and socially. So when you started naming off the expansions and things, we talked about grants. Well, you talked about grants. Can you explain the process for how we go about finding and then securing these grants?
Yeah, so our funding sources right now, we have two different funding sources. The first one is Expanded Learning Opportunities Program, and that's a formula-based funding source. So we don't actually apply for that. Every district in California is offered that, and our allocation is based on how many unduplicated students that we have. So homeless, foster, socioeconomically disadvantaged, and English language learners. That is the bulk of our funding. The ACES grant, which we have for 10 out of our 12 elementary sites, we apply for that funding every 3 years. So we initially applied for those 6 schools in 2004. We applied for Emma and LCC most years in between then and now. And then we got those 4 schools this year, but it's on a 3-year cycle. So Michelle Bunch and I rewrite that every 3 years, our grant writer.
So we know when it's going to expire, what the sunset period is for the 3 years. And so we're out looking for recharging that grant process. If
Can I comment on that? A lot of the renewal has to do with our attendance and if we're meeting our attendance goals. So we've never lost that grant because we've always met our attendance goal.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, because, you know, as a board member, one of the things that we worry about is continuing funding for these wonderful things that our folks develop. And we can see them working and we can see the results, and then we don't have any money to continue it. So that's why my questions. I'm always concerned about being able to continue the funding. And as the state budget possibly shrinks because of declining enrollments and things, that's my interest, is that we anticipate the need for continuing to grow these programs and then continuing to fund. And thank you for, you know, CARD's support for this, for the community, for the kids, you know, because that's what we need. Okay, I'm done.
I have a question. What is the process is this available to everyone, and is there a waiting list? Is there a priority process? What does that look like?
Yeah, so it is available to everyone. We are currently in the lottery. So each year we start with enrollment. And so then there is a lottery period that we have to abide by per ed code in our rules. And then from there, we fill the spaces. But I think if you're in program, you have first priority to return.
And we also prioritize our homeless and foster youth. Homeless foster.
Oh,
Yes.
prioritize homeless foster. Is that because a lot of the funding is based on our unduplicated count?
Yes, and it's ed code to do that.
Also, I guess what percentage, like how many students are looking to fill these positions, or how many are we not able to meet their need?
So we kind of this year we're trying out homework heroes because it gives us another avenue. So we are able to offer one challenge we had before was Blast had requirements for attendance, and so that didn't adhere to every family's needs. So that the addition of the homework heroes, now we have a little bit more flex in the program. There's not a day requirement. However, it only goes to 4 o'clock. And so you can be on the list for Blast and attending homework heroes and then waiting for a spot. I think our biggest challenge is a wait list, and it's constantly trying to just staff and grow out evenly across the district where we see. And we know right now and continually hear from our families is TK and K is a big priority. However, they have a different ratio than our first through fifth grade. So we're accommodating that, which takes a little bit more staff to get in place before we can open another section of it.
Is staffing the greatest challenge then at this point in time? Yeah.
I had a question about TK and K. So with Blast, the program goes until 6. So what does that look like for those little 4 and 5-year-olds staying until 6?
So they don't have an attendance requirement, so they can be picked up
Oh,
anytime
okay.
from when school gets out until 6 o'clock. But they do take a rest time. A lot of times they fall asleep anywhere.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
that's what
we usually talk to the parent if they want us to let them sleep or not. But they do take a rest time. They do a lot more just recess and play. Every activities are not super structured. If they are, they're no more than 10 minutes. They don't do like an academic time. They do sight word practice for 10 minutes, and then they do something else later for another 10 minutes. But it is much more relaxed, I should say, than
Yeah, I would think that that's
yeah.
necessary for
Yes,
those.
it is.
It's
They start with like a
tiring.
long recess, they have
Yes.
snack, they have rest time. They'll do like a craft every day, and then they'll do their sight word practice and
And
sounds.
several of our students participate in the morning program as well. So it's not the school start, it's even earlier. So some of
Right.
them have a very long day, but it's awesome that in our community, we're able to offer that at no charge
Oh,
for families.
absolutely.
But yeah, it's lengthy sometimes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Other questions?
Just accolades. It's just, I tell you, it makes me so proud that we're able to do this, and that this is such a service to students in our community, and just bravo or brava.
I also love all the variety, especially all the physical movement. Is there a consistent policy being followed in regards to Chromebooks and the use of?
We only have about 40 Chromebooks per program, and some of our programs have 160 students in it, so they don't really have a lot of access. So they're only for homework time for the most part, and sometimes a reward.
And just on that note, we're getting away from screen time of any kind. So I know that kids love, like I heard the reward of a Nintendo, but again, with the new board policy, we know that screens are not good for developing brains, and that reward screens as a reward are considered disruptive technology. So it's something we're going to whittle away at. Right, Rebecca? Right, board?
And we agree as well. And that's why we have so many offerings and
That's
continue
right.
to flex. I think the other part I just want to say on that end of enrichments, what the team does really well is that each site is unique, kind of based on what the feedback is from the students. So you're not just, okay, this is the week, everybody's doing this at all 12 of our sites. So they do a really nice job of playing off of their own talents in expertise of what they're passionate about. So we have garden clubs and
No,
then
the sewing was
and the
fantastic.
sewing. And
Yeah.
from that, what's nice in terms of technology is that we have then kids that are seeing mentors steering them in another direction and giving positive attention to different options. So we're definitely on the right track.
Yeah. Awesome.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank you. That was great. All right. Let's see. Do we have any public comment at this time?
President Conklin, I don't have a public comment, but just wanted to say to the group, because you may not be aware, it takes a big group of people to run this. And this year, with the addition of the Homework Heroes, our classified staff and CSEA have really partnered and come on board where they hadn't been before with this program, and all with the good intent of, this is such a great thing for kids. Let's figure out how we can do this. And I really appreciate their willingness to jump into something that they hadn't jumped into before. And it makes a big difference for those homework heroes.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Seeing as there's no public comment, this is information only, so we do not need to take any action this evening. Wow, this is a quick meeting. All right. Is there a motion to adjourn this meeting?
I'll motion to adjourn.
A motion by
Second.
Elson, second by Lando. Do we want to discuss this? Okay, let's go ahead and vote. All those in favor of adjourning?
Aye.
Aye. Those against? All right, this passes. This meeting is adjourned.